How Do I Wedding. I'm Elaina, your host, and today's topic is the B word. Not that one. Budget. So this is arguably the most important first thing to talk about with your partner when starting the planning process. This episode will not only teach you how to create a budget, but also how to stick to it. So the first question to ask is, who do you want at your wedding? Make a list with your partner of all the must-have people at your wedding, and then figure out how to host that many people. Remember that this all can add up very quickly, so that's why you want your must-have people established first. Also think about if your parents have anyone that they really want to invite. Do you want to offer your guests plus ones? Also think about if people are traveling locally or if they actually have to travel for your special day.
So the next thing I want to talk about is, where's the money coming from? Are you and your spouse paying for the entire wedding, or is your family paying for the entire thing, or are you mixing and matching? Often a lot of brides come in and they're a little bit unrealistic about how much weddings actually can cost. So be prepared to adjust either your budget or your vision. What I recommend is to go online and look at your state and the average wedding cost for your state. That'll help you find kind of a ballpark idea of how much your budget should be for the average wedding. Another thing I recommend is to remember that vendors sometimes have deposits and then final payments, and sometimes they also expect tips. So all three of those things are something that you need to take into account when you're planning for each vendor of your day. So next, we're going to talk about some of the big picture things. First of all, individually, you and your partner should find the three most important things that you either cannot live without on your wedding day or that you're willing to spend the most on. And then compare and compromise. Do not suggest having about 5% wiggle room in your budget just in case. And also, there are lots of different reviews on this, but I'm going to go with don't necessarily cut your guest list first. There are always cheaper options because having that guest there was probably more important than having that really pretty flower vase. Last but not least, also remember that pie charts that you see on the internet are averages. This isn't necessarily what your priorities are. So once again, we would like to thank Simply Grandevents for all of their advice on budgeting. We'd like to thank Showbride and also Brian Charles Films for some of their videography advice for me. And we'd also like to say thank you to you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to join us next time. Next week, we're going to go through two really cool tools that I found for budgeting and keeping to your budget. So we'll go through those next week. I'll see you guys next time on How Do I Wedding?